Wrenching Boys YouTube channel.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. So if you haven't seen last video, we got the oil feeds hooked up on the turbos, and those actually turned out really well. Just yesterday I dropped off my oil pan to get TIG welded. I'm getting bungs welded in the bottom of the pan. I was just making a power cable, and I was like, hey, probably should do something about that, show you guys what I'm doing, because I know some people have been asking about the passenger side battery and how I'm going to hook up my power cables and ground, considering I have to jump all the way from the passenger side of the truck to the alternator, and then to the fuse box, and then to the starter. So it could be kind of difficult for some people to understand how that would work. So I took a bus harness that Dakota gave me. It's actually the power cable. It had 3 leads on it, but he cut off one to use for his Blazer. Here it is right here. I actually cut, let's see, I cut a good decent amount off of this already. But anyways, there was a 3rd lead that came out. I'm gonna hook this bad boy up to my alternator, and I'm probably gonna run another jumper wire from my alternator over to the fuse box. But there's the bus harness. It's really not much different. Well, I shouldn't say that. Here's the stock one. So the stock one, you got your batteries on your driver's side, and it goes right to the fuse panel. And then off of that, it goes right to a junction box where it splits off for your alternator, and then it has another little bolt in here. I think the 2 lines are bolted together. They're crimped together right here. And then that goes all underneath the motor into your starter. Completely don't need that, so the only thing I'd use that for is just for like extra grounds if I'm going to make new grounds, bigger, thicker grounds on the truck. Or I might possibly even use that to jump from my alternator over to the fuse panel. So I got this, we're over on the passenger side now of the truck. If you haven't seen the video on how to relocate the battery, make sure you go check that one out. That was a couple videos ago. It's very handy if you don't know how to do that. It was super simple, parts were cheap, and you literally just take your battery that you had on your driver's side and you can move it over to your passenger side, or you can add a second battery for whatever your needs are. Alright, so here we go. Here's our positive. I made my length and tried to figure it out. I had in mind that maybe one day I'm gonna go full exhaust all the way down. So I had that in mind while I was doing this, and then I had in mind like where are all these other moving parts, if there's anything to get pinched or in the way. So I made sure I made my line long enough, so I kind of brought her down and around, and you can see down there. I come here, I'm just gonna hook right down onto this lead right there. So that's kind of how I envision it to work. I definitely have plenty enough cable, which is okay, it's good. But I'm still working on trying to find a spot for a ground. I don't know if I'm going to use one of these AC bracket bolts and just run a ground from here down over to one of these mounting tabs, or if I'm going to run it to the back of the block. Alright, so I got my stock ground cable here where I think it would sit. It's kind of long, but it'll work. I got this little lead. Let me grab my leg. I want it to cooperate. Alright, so I got this little lead here. Where'd it go? Got this little guy right here. I figure I can put this, shorten this up, put it on the frame down here. Shouldn't hurt anything, or I can run it up farther to the front, get it completely out of the way. Do that, and this other one I think I'm just gonna run right up here. If you can see my finger and see this, there's a bolt right there. I think I'm gonna run right there, so that's all grounded out. Keep in mind though that I probably might run full exhaust one of these times. That's gonna be a really tight fit, so just gotta keep all that in mind when I'm building this stuff, that hey, possibility in the near future, like, you could be doing full exhaust. Oh, this crusty hood of mine and shove it right out the top here. Really would like full exhaust. I tried fender exit on my last turbo truck, and the fumes are so bad in the cab. So maybe it might be a little bit better if it's in the bumper or out the hood and it kind of goes up the middle of the truck instead of right out into these 20-year-old door seals that go right into the cab. So I mean, I got options of stuff to do, but I think my end goal would be definitely to get full exhaust underneath this truck. That would be my goal. I have exhaust pipe on the way too. I plan on hopefully getting that sometime this coming week. With the holidays, everything's slow on shipping and it's behind, so I can get the hot side done. I got my wastegates and my blow-off valve from Summit. I'll do a little review on those compared to what I think about from the VS Racing ones that I had on the red truck. So we really don't have much left in the main scheme of things. I just have to get a fuel pressure regulator for this truck, and I would have to get the computer tuned, and that'd probably be it, and the fuel pump. So basically I got fuel, tune, and just finish exhaust and change the oil pan, and then I could fire this up.